Guys, follow me through here. This is pretty interesting. Right here is a replica of Yoda, and over here is a replica of C-3PO. So we continue down the hallway.
Do you know in the movie, was there a guy in that suit, or was it an actual robot?
I don't know, I heard rumors, but like I say, I don't know. You're really quite a handsome chap, aren't you? Yeah, gorgeous, stunning, beautiful, exquisite, ravishing, splendiferous. You talking about me or you? Me. Me, you? You, me. Who? Us. Gorgeous.
This week on the Star Wars Show, Peter sits down with comedian Nick Swardson, EA Play and the future of Star Wars video games, and much, much more. Now, from the Lucasfilm headquarters, it's the Star Wars Show.
Hello, I'm Peter Townley.
And I'm Andi Gutierrez. Welcome to the Star Wars Show. And we have so much to talk about this week that we simply don't have time to reference the episode number and the film it coincides with.
Ewoks, we did it.
Yeah, news break.
Once again, it is New Comic Book Day, and that means Marvel's Han Solo #1 is sitting comfortably on store shelves.
Hot!
Lando says Han.
The comic, written by Marjorie Liu with art by Mark Brooks, chronicles one of the smuggler's adventures post A New Hope before Empire, wherein, spoilers, Han's gruff ne'er-do-well facade is shattered by his inevitable heroic act.
In Star Wars television news, LEGO Star Wars The Freemaker Adventure debuted a brand new trailer this week.
The new animated series premieres June 20th on Disney XD. But if you want to check out the trailer in its entirety, head to this handy little link after the show.
Anthony Daniels, who you saw at the top of the episode, will be appearing once again this summer at Star Wars Celebration Europe.
The heart and soul of C-3PO will be performing in a one-man show, technically a two-man show, since he'll be joined by main stage host Warwick Davis to tell stories, perform skits, and answer questions from the audience.
C-3PO also says Han, and he's a linguistics expert, so he ought to know. E3 is currently underway in Los Angeles, and there was a lot of Star Wars news to unpack.
On Sunday, during the EA Play press conference, we were given a behind-the-scenes look at the work currently being done on the next installment of Battlefront from DICE and Motive Studios, due out in 2017.
Also confirmed, elements from The Force Awakens will be included in the next Battlefront installment, and we also got a brief glimpse of the motion capture work being done for Respawn's still untitled Star Wars game.
Not to mention the first ever blink and you'll miss it footage of Amy Hennig's Star Wars title from Visceral due in 2018. And that was just during EA Play.
The next day, during the Sony presser, we got our first look at the upcoming VR DLC for Star Wars Battlefront X-Wing VR mission. I get really excited every time I say X-Wing VR mission. And the announcement that the demo for LEGO Star Wars The Force Awakens is available right now for PS4 and Xbox One.
We got a chance to catch up with Jade Raymond, general manager of Motive Studios at EA Play, to talk more about the future of Star Wars and gaming. Check it out.
Hey everybody, David Collins here. I'm in downtown Los Angeles at the first ever EA Play event. Now we're gonna go inside and get a quick peek at everything that EA has in store for their Star Wars video games.
Welcome to EA Play.
We have teams across the world creating a wide range of Star Wars games.
We just got out of the press conference and we saw that amazing video. You've got Visceral, you've got Respawn, you've got Motive Studios, you've got EA DICE. How excited are you about this tremendous lineup of games that we have coming in the future?
Oh my God, it's a dream come true. The teams are already doing some incredible stuff. Motive is working on a big new part of what the next Battlefront is going to be. And, you know, we've really been listening to what players have been asking.
Amy Hennig and what she's got going on at Visceral. Now, that just looks incredibly exciting. And how about Stig Asmussen and everything they have going on at Respawn? That is another just amazing world-class studio working on Star Wars.
Both him and Amy Hennig are working on third-person action-adventure games. The way they're coming at it, the eras they're dealing with, it's just going to really appeal to totally different fans. Star Wars is probably the biggest franchise on the planet. That's why you can have so many different teams working in it and just, you know, making completely different games.
I don't know if you're more excited and anxious to talk about everything you're working on at EA, or if I'm more excited to just try and get that information out of you. Congratulations on everything you're doing with Star Wars. What an incredible experience. I can't wait to play all the games that EA has to offer.
Welcome back, everyone. Star Wars Show is really excited to welcome screenwriter, actor, comedian Nick Swardson. You may remember him from Reno 911, from his many collaborations with Happy Madison. Nick, thanks for being on the show, man.
Let's not forget about Bucky Larson.
Bucky Larson,
0%.
born to be a star.
0% on Rotten Tomatoes. Try that, Hollywood.
critics,
Yes,
right?
thank you for having me.
So this is your first time over at Lucasfilm?
Yes.
Yeah, and you got the tour?
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah.
Man. Very cool.
Yeah.
I saw that you guys had a hand in Cheaper by the Dozen 2, which that was pretty mind-blowing. That must have taken a decade or so to get those effects down right. It was almost like overload walking around, because it was just, you want a picture every 5 seconds, because there's just so many photo ops and so many different, Boba Fett, and it's like, how do you not take a picture of Boba Fett? Then there's a stormtrooper, then there's a raptor, and it's just my Instagram, everything's just gonna explode.
You were very excited for Force Awakens. Were you into it?
Yeah, I thought it was awesome. I really, 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 really liked it. People hyped it up a lot. I didn't see it right away because I was on the road, but people were like, oh my gosh, and I was like, all right, let me give it a taste. It was weird, seeing, this new vision of it, and then having, Harrison Ford and Carrie Fisher, and just seeing, the old school peeps. Chewbacca still looks good. He kept it up, man.
You've been working out. Were there any characters that you connected with when you were a kid?
I always loved the creatures. I always gravitated towards, the people at the bar in Star Wars, and I always just loved those characters. Even when I was a kid, the action figures and everything, those were my favorite. The band with the hoot hoot hoolulu, hoolulu.
That's exactly how that goes.
I think I've got it down.
Uncanny.
No, I was kind of a runt, so I always liked Salacious Crumb. I used to laugh like him when I was a kid. I'd be like, I love Jedi. I mean, that was one of my favorites. I mean, Empire's my favorite, but Jedi, I was a big fan of Bib Fortuna.
There we go. The man right there.
Look at that, right there. It's awesome.
You gotta love Bib. So switching gears, are you still able to do a lot of stand-up, or is doing film and writing?
I kind of juggle all of it. I've got a show with Comedy Central called Typical Rick, so it's kind of I'm kind of trying to juggle as much as I can, which is a little intense, because I want to see the sights. San Francisco, okay? Maybe I want to go to Alcatraz. Maybe I don't want to work on my show. Yeah, maybe I want to see the wharf. And then we have a new movie called The Do-Over, with me and Sandler, Spade, Michael Chiklis, Paula Patton, Katherine Hahn. Really awesome movie.
We've seen it, and it is awesome. Nick, thanks so much for being on the show.
Thanks for having me.
I really appreciate it. Nick Swardson, check him out in The Do-Over, streaming on Netflix right now. So last week you crossed Fett, and you lived to tell the tale.
I can't have opinions. And besides, if you read the comments, a lot of people agreed with me.
Ooh. But we did manage to get some pretty killer collections in the process, like Rich Cutter, who has over 100 Fets and counting, or Scott Casanova, whose collection outgrew his home office, had to move into his work office.
Matt Booker showed us his collection of over 5,000 Bobas, while Tordo Geniali took her Fet fandom to her Fiat. And I'm so sorry, I just totally messed up your name.
I think it's Celestin. She's used to it.
Well, we're going with a far less controversial ask this week, because we want to know what your favorite Star Wars video game of all time is.
Republic Commando, off the top of my head.
I'd have to say Pod Racer or Shadows of the Empire.
Pod Racer's so good!
That's where I started.
And you can let us know which one is your favorite in the comments or on Twitter using the hashtag #BestStarWarsGame, and we will feature our favorites next week.
And as always, remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel on YouTube, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Google+, and for more Star Wars happenings from around the galaxy, check out StarWars.com.
Say something about the app.
And the Star Wars app as well. And that should cover everything.
Thanks. We'll see you next week.
The co-director of Finding Dory, Angus MacLean. Peter and Andy take a trip to a virtual Tatooine. And much, much more. Now, from the Lucasfilm headquarters, it's the Star Wars Show.
Hello,